Welcome to Real Estate U with Lettiann.
Welcome, Dan Webster. Dan, I've always known you as architect extraordinaire, but now you have extraordinary homes. I'm seeing your homes all around the Kansas City metro, and we're delighted that you're here with us today. So thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So Dan, when did you transition to saying, wow, you know what? I'm loving what I'm drawing. I think I want to build them.
Well, back in, we started as an architectural firm back in 1988. And in 2005, we actually got tired of drawing the same old cookie cutter type house all the time. We wanted to do something a little different. We talked to a lot of our builder clients, and none of them wanted to do anything different. They wanted to keep doing the same thing. And so,
ooh, hiss. But now they're following in your footsteps.
Yeah. So we started out. We said we wanted to do a modern style home, or what we call the modern style home. And so when we couldn't find anyone else to join us, we decided to do it ourselves. And we ended up going to 21 different banks before we finally got a loan to do it. They said, well, look, give you a loan on traditional house, but not on modern style, because they said there's no market in Kansas City for one. So we finally, at the 21st Bank, got a loan. We built a house. We put it on the Fall Parade of Homes and had so many people go through it that were just amazed by it that we decided to make that a full-time business. So we kept our architecture firm. We still do work for other builders, but for the extraordinary homes, we actually do our own architecture and design and the interior design, the building, and it's a fun thing for us. And as architects, we get to be more creative, and we're designing every piece of the house down to the stair railings, and so it's really an exciting thing for us.
Dan, what defines modern style?
Well, modern has a pretty big definition, and so we used it to actually what we call Prairie Mod, and it has 10 principles of things, and one of those is consider the cost. And so it's not just how cheap you can do it, but it's the cost, the long-term cost. So a lot of our buyers this is their last house, so they think, or their what they call their long-time home. And so we look at stuff that's durable and it's going to last, so they're not constantly doing maintenance. Where a typical house, you might be moving every 3 or 5 years. And so they're looking at not having to replace a bunch of stuff for the rest of their lives, hopefully, or until they end up going to the assisted living home or whatever the case may be. But we're trying to do a lot of it where they can age in place. So we're doing elevators, we're doing grab bars, wider hallways, stuff like that carries it on. But another thing is the form is function. And so we not only want to make it functional, but we want to make it good looking, or not just good looking, but it has to be functional also. And then part of the modern is the clean lines, where you're getting rid of a lot of the clutter, a lot of the excess trim, and just doing it beautiful. So sometimes in our homes we have a lot just exposed steel structure. Instead of covering everything up, we'll just leave that as part of the architecture. And then another thing, it has to be beautiful. And the objects in the homes, we're trying to get people to do keep things in the home that have meaning to them, and not just a bunch of junk they get everywhere. And so that's what keeps the homes looking clean is just...
What's for example, on something that means something to them?
Oh, it could even be just a piece of a vase or something like that might have some meaning. Or we're actually doing a home for one of the Chiefs football players now. And so some of it would be helmets or something he's collected from other teams. And so keeping that, but getting rid of, some piece of something they got at a garage sale.
Right.
Or getting rid of junk, I guess, or what they consider junk, or what's no longer has meaning to them, I guess, at this point. And then also it's more where we want to keep the house informal but elegant, where we'll do an open floor plan, but we'll use ceilings or a column or something to help define the spaces. And we're obviously getting rid of all the miscellaneous rooms like dining rooms and stuff like that people aren't using as much. And we'll do things like one house we did a built-in bed, platform bed. We'll do built-in cabinets, built-in furniture, built-in dressers, and that sort of thing. And
Frank Lloyd Wright did that.
Yes. So it's
I'm from Pennsylvania, so I'm familiar with Frank Lloyd Wright and some of his things.
Yeah, and then when we're designing a house, it's a custom home. We design a place for the things that people do have and want to keep. So when they move into the house, they know where everything's going to go. They don't have to say, "Where should I put this?" Because we pre-planned all that, and so. And it's just, place for everything and everything in its place. And, part of it is unity too. We don't want the house to look like the interior designer showcase where they had a different designer for each room. We want it to look cohesive and it all ties together. Not that it's the same, but it's some theme that runs throughout the house. And then, of course, the big thing with the modern is bringing the outside in. So we'll do a lot of walls of glass where we have areas that you're not going to have neighbors looking in. But we typically try to back up to woods or a green space of some sort where we can do a lot of glass. And then outdoor spaces are big. And so we'll instead of having like a 12 by 12 deck, we might have a 20 by 30 covered outdoor area. And we'll put those where it doesn't block the view, but you can still enjoy it from some of the spaces. And then we also try to do a lot of natural materials, like we'll do epay siding or something. Instead of camouflaging it to look like something else, we'll let it take advantage of the natural beauty of it. And then the ninth thing would be going green. So we've always done that as far before it was even popular to do that, where we'd try to be, and by green we mean energy efficient or what makes sense, not whether this piece of bamboo came from Africa or came from Kansas. And so, because some of that stuff is kind of strange, it's kind of wishy-washy, but we'll do things like 24-inch on-center spacing with the studs so we can put more insulation in the wall, or do a better kind of insulation, and then various things like that. And then the thing that we really take a lot of pride on is designing a house for the person that's actually going to live there. So we, other than the very first house we've not done any spec houses. They've all been custom homes. And so to us, we've had clients tell us that the house felt like it was designed for them, and then they say, "Oh, it was," and because there was a place for all their stuff, and they just really enjoy their homes, and we always think the home should be a reflection of who the homeowner is, and so to date we've not done a duplicate of any house. They've been unique. Every house has been unique.
So, are you finding, or that some subdivisions don't allow these style homes, or what are you finding?
We have not had a problem anywhere. In fact, we've had some subdivisions change their rules slightly to be able to do what we're trying to do. I love that.
Yeah. I think it's a great eclectic mix, but would you say the Kansas City Metro is more conservative or just far more traditional? Even you having a difficulty getting the loan, that surprises me a little bit, that a bank would also be thinking that.
Yeah, now it's more mainstream now. When we were kind of the first ones to try to bring it back in Kansas City, so it's a lot easier to do it now. But we find Kansas City is a little more traditional. So as a modern, there's what we call a warm modern and a cold modern. And so a cold modern might be like like an art museum or something, where the warm modern has a lot of wood and both interior and exterior looks. And that seems to be what the people in Kansas City like. And we've had some subdivisions where we'll do like the front of the house a little closer to a traditional look, but then the back is all glass.
Fun. Very fun. Do you find your clients who have an interest in this type of home, they want to even take it to the next level more than you do? Like, oh, let's change the roof pitch or something like that.
We do. We've tried to, and sometimes propose like more of a traditional roof, and the clients will say, no, we want a single sloped, or they want to look modern, and they're all different. Some of them are fine with that, and then some of them want it to look totally different than everything else.
I'm curious, are most of the clients Kansas City born and bred, or most of your folks from out of state and coming into Kansas City just wanting a different twist?
It's interesting. Most of them are, in fact, all of them were local. We thought we'd get some people from moving in because people come in from California or somewhere and they can't find anything on the market. So we'd talk to them. But the interesting thing we found is when we first started, we thought our market would be like the 30 or 40-year-olds. It turned out that most of them are 50 and 60-year-old empty nesters. In fact, we just finished a house for a woman that's almost 80.
Whoa. I want an extraordinary home. It's not, I almost can pick your houses out driving around. And like I said, I enjoy the mix. I hope the neighbors enjoy the mix as well. It's what makes us all unique and different. So what makes you, I know the style of your home, but also is there anything else that makes you Extraordinary Homes and Dan Webster different than other builders here?
I think that what the difference is most other builders are, we're spending a lot of time designing the interior. And it seems like most other builders are doing the shell of the house mainly, but we spend probably actually more hours on the interior things, trying to tie everything together and getting with the client. Look, our clients are very interested in architecture also, and so they a lot of times have a lot of input. They don't tell us what to do, but they'll show us what they like, and so that's what makes each of our houses unique, is because each client's a little unique. And so sometimes they'll let us just like be an artist, but then other times they have some ideas of things they want to try to achieve. But when we're doing a railing design, a custom-made railing, we don't do like wood spindles. Everything's like iron, steel, welded steel, or rods or whatever. And then even like the art niches and stuff like that, they're a little unique, the things we do. Exposed steel beams, a lot of wood ceilings instead of just plain sheetrock. We'll do a lot of stained wood ceilings.
Did you have a house or houses on parade last week?
We did not. We've been so busy doing all the custom homes, and we can't seem to time it right to get on the parade because you have to notify them so far ahead that we haven't been able to do that.
Well, if you want to build a spec, I've got a lot for you, Dan. I do. So if you're enjoying what you're watching here, please follow Dan Webster and Extraordinary Homes on their Facebook page. You can click the link below or email Dan and check out his website as well. And please, we also encourage you to follow us on our social media platforms, Lettiann and Associates Real Estate Services, including our YouTube page. Please subscribe to get more great content like our interview here with Dan. Where do you build, Dan, in the Kansas City Metro? And have you gone outside of Kansas City?
We've been asked to go outside. We have not to this point, just because we didn't feel like we could adequately manage it. So we've pretty much been all over Kansas City, clear up to way up north, up to the Riverside, and then we've been clear out to Loch Lloyd, and then our office is in Western Olathe. So we're kind of over, although the distance kind of depends on the price range of the house. So we can't drive up to Riverside to do a $300,000 house. So if it's in the million range, it makes it worth it for us to go up there.
So you've been building for 15 years now, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And so what's perhaps the biggest problem you've encountered or hurdle you've encountered in that time?
I think since the recession, it's just been getting enough subs to do. There's still obviously a big labor shortage. But another thing we've run into is a lot of the subs want to do the cookie cutter homes because that's what they can actually make the money on. And they don't have to train their people over. And our homes are a little tougher as far as with all the detail, and plus they're all different, so they don't get the experience of doing one house and then doing another one next door. And I know with a lot of the builders that we do architecture work for, they'll do like a spec home as a test home for their new model they're going to put on the parade. So they work out the bugs on the spec home and then their model comes out a lot better. We don't have that luxury, and so the subs are a little. And our clients are picky too, or not picky, but they're particular. When they're paying $1 million or even $500,000, they want it to come out the way they want it. So
you almost need tradesmen who have an artsy side to them that want to break out of the box and want to exercise their skills as a tradesperson.
Yes, we'd have the ideal tradesperson would be someone that is highly skilled and is tired of doing the cookie cutter and enjoys doing something a little different. So
if you're a highly skilled contractor and you're ready to break out of the box of the normal, maybe give Dan a call and grab a cup of coffee and see if you might be a good fit. So Dan, what are you working on presently? So you all custom build jobs?
Yeah, we currently have 3 custom homes under construction, and they're kind of spread out. Here, 2 of them are in South Overland Park, and the other one is up in Shawnee. And a couple of them are on some acreage, and then one it's a typical subdivision type lot, but it backs up to well, they call it a lake. It's really a giant pond. But and then we have a couple others that are on the drawing boards right now. They're getting ready to start. So
where's the best place for someone to get more information about your homes and your designs?
The best would probably be we have a website and a Facebook page, and our website is just xhomeskc.com.
So that's xhomeskc.com, and that's actually on the screen here, as well as Dan's other contact information. So please reach out and check into his really cool designs. How many people do you work with, Dan, in the office? Your group of architects? Or
we have 5 people in the office right now. We need a few more.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I love seeing your stuff go up. It's fun and it's innovative, and I think you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for being here, Dan, and we look forward to seeing you again on our next podcast episode.
Thanks.
You're welcome.